Hey, hi Mel.
Good morning, Tony.
Ah boy, once again we back under the tree, Mel and Tony, after having a great week. This was one of those week where I enjoy, had a little extra day, holiday, and everybody should be well rested. And who mean well rested, well busy. A lot of folks take this time, jump the plane, go visit one another, visit family. What a beautiful thing. The world
Yep.
has the world is revolving now and things are coming full circle. And so our show today is what's going on.
Yep.
My 5 cent is that what's going on. We need a little more love in the world today. We need more love of mankind. We need more love in the relationships. Um, we just need more love. Even the dogs could walk together and bark, get along. Humans can't get along. So my 5 cents this morning is that we gotta learn to get along, and we just gotta learn to get along with one another. I don't know what it is, you know, but let love rise up, and let's wake up love in the Bahamas, and let's start to love one another.
Okay.
That's 5 cents.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Well, this morning, our health focus is bringing together the dimensions of wellness and a common thread that seems to disrupt that sense of wellness amongst people of all race, age, socio-demographic classification, gender, and that is stress. Now, in the Bahamas, stress is often hard to put a definition to or put a pulse on it. And then, interestingly, we have a tendency to think that it is when things are out of control that we are stressed. So, what I am wanting to help our viewers with this morning is to do a self assessment. When last were you stressed? For some people, they think, oh, I don't have stress. Some people find it difficult to determine if they are stressed or not. And so, what I want to share this morning is a slide that will help individuals recognize that they can very well be experiencing stress. And there you have it. Look at it. What can you identify with? Is there tension? There could be tension in your body. There could be tension between you and an individual in your relationship. You may be experiencing a nudging pain and you have no idea where that pain is coming from. There is also the fret, where you're concerned about things going right or wrong. Then you dwell on a disagreement or you dwell on a difficulty, a challenge that you're having that is just playing over in your mind again and again and again. Fear of the unknown, especially when we look at what's happening in the news and on social media everywhere. There are people that are hassling you. You're feeling pressured or pushed. There's anxiety, or some people are just pulling you in all different directions at the same time, such as people that are managers in a job or self employed. Then there is the ongoing trouble where people are bombarding you with their trouble. You're feeling nervous, you're struggling to get your life in order. Some things create a strain on you, a mental strain. And then there is panic. All of these things are filtering into your psyche, and that is origin of stress. So I am certain that most of our viewers, Tony, can identify with at least one or two items on that image. And so, in our next segment, I am going to show you how stress affects your body. And then afterwards, we will look at some ways of how to overcome or decrease the level of stress that you experience from day to day. And that's it for our health focus for today.
Job well done. Well, Doc, the job that you did just now is amazing because it's a timely one that a lot of people, including me, in this mode we call run and gun. You know, we pick up a sandwich, we on the road.
Mhm.
We get up in the morning, we get a hot cup of tea, we on the road. We in the bed, we get up sudden, we on the road. You know, oh, I gotta go, gotta go. We we don't plan our lives. We we late for work. We jump in the car, we batting out the hell, we on the road. It's like our whole life is based on this fast pace, fast track. Now, I said four about I call on the road, and all those four things are very bad for you because you check majority of people in Nassau who goes to work at for 9 o'clock in the morning. They face enormous stress. I mean, huge stress. First off, they get up late in the morning. So from that point on, but it doesn't start there, you know. I thought it started there. What had happened, it starts the night before. That's where the stress starts. Because we watch TV, we watch these dumb program like CNN and this and will give you all this bad information and bad news. And so you carry it to bed with you. So your mind, your body, done in a bad way. So when you wake up thinking about the program you watched last night. That 18 people get killed. So that's in your mind. That resonated in your mind. Now, that's still stuck with you and stuck with what Donald Trump say that something is bad. And so that's stuck in here. So when you get on the road, you got to drop these kids to school. That's stress in itself. Then when you done drop them off, then you got to get ready on the road. Watch this now. This woman famous thing. You just putting on your makeup. You fixing your hair. Everything in the car you're trying to do. So mentally, you ain't focus on all. You ain't take a break from last night because you got to go through this process. I got to look right to work. I got all of this is not for you, you know. It's all about everything else. You got to look right for work. Then, on top of that, you got to get the children ready for school. See, and probably on top of that, you got to make your husband breakfast. So you got all this before you even catch yourself or before you get on the job. You done gone through all these things, and you also done prepare food for the night. So time you get to work, you trying to relax on the man job, not giving the man full time. See, because you know now drink coffee and read the newspaper on the man time. This is where we going wrong, you know. It's our topic today where we went wrong. This is where we went wrong. We went wrong because the nonsense we do. And we do so much nonsense in our preparation for our little lives until all we do all day is be stressed. Stress, stress. And you get on the job and you now have your head all clouded about what transpired this morning. Now, how you get here and the shortcut you had to take, and the traffic was so, and now you're relaxing on the man time. And on top of that, you bitchy. You see, and then you asking yourself, where did we went wrong? And why your your belly getting big, or you losing weight, or your headache, because you create all of this disaster for yourself. I have learned something, and this is going to help a lot of people. As folks who don't understand something, who's not disciplined, who not control their health and themselves, I share this with you. And I just learned recently. I learned this technique. Um, I had problem for years eating a lot of junk at night. So you you say you want to eat before 7 and don't eat after 7. That's what the rule is to be healthy and not having issues. Well, I come to tell you something I learned that is so good. It very simple, but it's so good. When I was diagnosed with diabetes, I had issues where I love to eat at night. You know, you go out and you come back, you stop to Keats, you stop to this one, Bamboo Shack, then you come home. Some days you come home early, you're watching TV, watching basketball. So you come home late. So 8 o'clock you're trying to eat this peas and rice and chicken, or peas and rice and whatever. And then after that, you're watching TV, then you start smacking. You go to the fridge, you you eat your little sandwich and your tea and whatever. And so you you eating these things that you know that will bring your sugar high. And then you're trying to control the sugar level because you're smacking on the wrong things. And then it's become a habit. Eating chocolate in the night and you gotta eat ice cream, you know what I'm talking about. And then you long for these things because you're not disciplined. And so the more the night goes on, every night, it become like a routine. You eating cheese too. Some people eat chips, some people eat this. You know what I'm talking about. And so once you watch TV, but I learned a technique. So what you try to do, this is the first thing you try to do. You try to cut down on the food. So you try to go and say, okay, I eat a piece of cake with this tea. So what you try to do is cut the cake smaller, and then you eat it and drink it. And then you say, oh, okay, the cake, no, the cake is, I ate the cake, so I can eat some cookies, or you just eat some crackers. And you say, I can eat two, and, and you, you all about trying to switch so your sugar could stay down, because you know you're supposed to eat it after 7, because you're smacking and you're smacking. But you know the technique I learned on all of that is not cutting your food down, is not eating, is a technique. And just remember this technique. Always, this will work 90% of your time. 100% it works. Trust me on this. The technique is simple. This is a simple thing. And I didn't know it, but I learned it. When you have to sort to eating little smack in the night, and when you're in front of the TV, just carry your backside to bed, and you want to eat nothing because you're sleeping. Simple technique. If you gotta stay up, you don't need to stay up. I learned that technique now. See, I was I wasn't smart enough to figure out, because once you sit and start watching TV, you can take a little ice cream and you can cut it down and say, I can take only a little handful. And then you can take 4 or 5 grapes, because you're staying up all night. You're getting hungry and you keep going for something. To control it and be disciplined like I do now, carry my backside to bed. Carry your backside to bed. Then you don't have to worry about nothing. You're sleeping. Now, Melanie, that's a technique a lot of people don't know, but now they know today. Because trust me, that works. Because if you fighting to leave food alone in the night, just go to bed. That sounds simple. It is so simple. And I never figured that out for a long time. And I will tell my Bahamian people, trust me, that work. Because you get your rest, you get more than enough rest, you feel better in the morning, and your sugar wouldn't be high because you ain't eating all that garbage. Just go to bed. Don't cut your food back. I know that, because you can increase it once it start tasting good the next week. And oh man, I eat a piece of this, and then let me eat. I because you Jones for things. Sugar is something you Jones for, something sweet. Just go to bed. Just go to bed. Once you go to sleep, you ain't long for nothing. The only thing you're long for is more sleep.
Very good tip, Tony. Very good tip. You
Mm-hmm.
know, of course, that has to be paired with what you do during the course of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And, we don't want to go into too much detail over that, but it is excellent because, we covered the diabetes in the past, and it is a journey. It doesn't happen overnight. It took you some time
Mm-hmm.
to get to that point. And it's very important for people to know that the habits that we develop from childhood are not easy to overcome, no matter how detrimental it is to your health.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy to kick. But perseverance, finding out where the problem is and working on it
Mm-hmm.
is the very first and most important step to overcoming. Because, of course, we talk about stress. And one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that stress causes illnesses, but then you become further stressed when you don't know how to control it. And that is a major problem for the majority of our people in this country that struggle with diabetes and high blood pressure in particular. Okay? So,
David.
a very good share. And there are so much more that can be added to that.
Yeah, yeah.
But, we're looking at what's going on. And really and truly, you know, your testimony, I will call it, um, speaks to the point of the fact that a lot of people are confused, they're lost, and they're asking the question, what the hell is going on? Right? Why can't I get this right? Why can't my life be different? Well,
Mm,
the answer is in Tony's experience. You must take the time to know yourself, take the time to observe what is happening with you. Also, take a journey of discovery to discover, learn yourself and what works for you. The thing about it is, in this current era in which we are living, there's so much information that it is causing people confusion. It's causing them to be distressed. It's causing them to fret and worry and be overly concerned about things that have nothing to do with them.
mm. Because because I you know I watch our country. I just watched the country for years, and I don't never believe in talking politics. We don't do that, but I watch the country, and you look around, just look around, and I'm not blaming no party and no. I'm just looking around and checking what's going on for so many years. I've been around for a long time. And you know what I am shocked about? Our country is not growing. It might be growing with foreign people, but it's not growing in advancement and enhancing our country. Like, for right as we speak, let me give you an example of what I meant. So you know what's going wrong and what's going on. Um, in the country today, you cannot tell me. You could tell me how much work permit you put out in the country. You could say, "Well, I did 10,000 work permit last year." You cannot tell me today where those 10,000 people is. You can't tell me where those 10,000 people supposed to be employed if they're at the same job, same place where they're supposed to be employed and doing what they come for. There's no system. There's no system. When I was growing up, I used to work two jobs. You ask a Bahamian now, They can't find a job.
Hmm.
But every foreigner could work 2 jobs here now. Annie is working 2 jobs.
Wow.
And you try to figure what is wrong with that and how that's possible. If you, we been trying to computerize our country. I just use that as an example. For many years, you can tell me about this and about that. Think about what I can say. This is very important. For about 30 years, we know we needed a hospital. We built it yet? For about 30 years, we know we needed to develop our family islands. We do it yet? About for the development, you cannot go to any government agency and get served on time and get efficient answer to solve a problem. You always got to come back. And when they send you back for something, you bring it, they send you and tell you got to wait again and tell you got, it's nothing work. We are not moving our country forward. We are moving people forward, but we're not moving our country forward. Let me give you examples what I mean. Everything, watch what I'm saying. Everything now that is working well in our country, foreigners is doing.
What does that say about Bahamians?
No, what it says, but we didn't move our country forward. Because to move your country forward, you got to move the people forward.
Hmm.
So what we doing is trying to put a band-aid to make ourselves look good. Let me give you an example what goes on in the Bahamas. We give a foreigner a piece of property. He builds a company. He brings in all his workers. And he says to us, don't come on my property. I only want foreigners on my property.
Wow.
But we give him the property. Then on the other hand, the ones who buy their property, they build a home. They buy a property at the high market because they're the ones who pushing the property scale high. So only them could afford it. So they buy the property at a high value because we can't reach it. They build a house, a home that they live in. The house being built by all Haitians, foreigners. The house being built by them. So once the house built by them, the money goes out the country because they send their money home to take care of their family. So the money goes out the country. Watch how asinine this is. When they finish the house, they hire Filipinos to live in it and to run it. They turn around, the Filipinos send the money home. So what do we get from it? They have our land.
Hmm.
They don't want to hire us. So we benefit nothing from it. And that's what we're doing to our country. That's what we're doing to our Bahamians, our own. And see, this conversation I having is serious. This ain't no little round the mill conversation. This is a real conversation because this is happening every day. So what we're doing is our land has been taken from us by the foreigners buy it. So our land has been taken from us and they live on it and they bring their people to run it. So we get nothing from it. And on top of that, if they decide to open a company, they bring their CEO and the manager and this, and they bring everything. They don't put nothing Bahamian in it. They don't buy Bahamian products. They even don't want to buy Bahamian food. They order from the States. So what when we gonna stop being stupid in our country? Oh, this real talk now. I ain't talking real. See, this is the kind of conversation we need to have. Our show is based on relationship, but sometimes you got to take the hard stuff too. And 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 let me give you what my Bahamian brothers and sisters they they accept the little rent. Once they can rent a little apartment and rent it, they can care less. They take our jobs, they take our land, they push us in the corner and tell us where to go. Oh no, we can put a gated community here. So you ain't gonna never enjoy this piece of property. Go back in East Street. We can pie all in East Street, pushing everybody back to East Street. Because every day they're creating a new gated community for the elites and the foreigners. So when we gonna move our country forward, all we doing is round but yellow and red, and the other people thieving the country, taking it. Listen, I am telling you, take my take my word for it. I'll be probably dead and gone. But in the next 20 years, there's only 3 spots Bahamians can probably go to the beach. Only 3. Montague, Long Wharf, and Yamika. I am convinced in the next 20 years, the whole coast, right around the southern part of the island, the western side of the island, including Goodman's Bay, will be taken from us. And we still brown but yellow and blue.
Well, they did take Goodman's Bay in the past.
Yep.
The western strip there in between the caves and Orange Hill has long been taken.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah.
And it's not a joke. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. This is real. It's coming. Trust me, I'd be dead and gone, but it's coming. You know why it's coming? Because we don't have men with courage. We have men with deep pockets.
Well, you you said something, and the deep pocket is the problem in our society, because the deep pocket is for the person wearing the pants, whilst the fellow Bahamians are being, like you say, squashed into one small area of
Mhm.
the country,
And
not even
see,
the island, because just what is happening in New Providence is also happening on the Family Islands, where all the beachfront properties are being
taking, yeah,
sold.
yeah. And see, we in Nassau, we sleeping on the wheel because you know what happened? We don't want to go to the Family Island because it's too hard and too this and too that. Why is the foreigners taking it all? Yeah, yeah. The foreigners just taking it all. And we just slipping. Like I say, we don't pay attention to our country. And our country is so beautiful and so rich. And
Mhm.
we pay no attention.
Jewel of the Caribbean,
Yeah, all we do,
of the world.
all we take. See, we got this. And I can say it, I ain't afraid to say it. There's two things got see, men are the problem because men are the ones that lead us, who's supposed to lead. And we got distracted because the white man, I sorry to say, I don't be racist, but I can say because of the white man distract us. He said to us, you need to pray. You go to church. And why is we going to church? He steal the land. Because we were so interested in God.
Give us the Bible and take the land.
Yeah. So we all about everything is about God. We go into church, everything is about God and oh, this ain't right and this ain't right, that ain't right. That time they thief and all the property. But let me close on this. Let me tell you why I say men. Because men only care about two things: money and pussy. That's it. No development. They don't want. See, let me give you a story before I close. If men sweethearting, they're going into these some places sweetheart, right? They got a sweetheart somewhere. So that tells me ain't everywhere is good. Ain't everywhere is clean. So men going anywhere. So when they go anywhere, they don't care. The only thing they see is what they want. So let me give you an example. So they will go in a house with clothes on the floor. And once they could grind and get their pussy, you think they come out they don't get their pussy, they gone. So they don't care, they go anywhere. So what I'm saying to you is that if they go anywhere, that means they'll do anything. That's what it meant. They'll do anything just to get pussy. And so money, that's all they're looking for. They go anywhere to get front end money.
So we need men of principles in the leadership in our country.
You ain't gonna get that no more. That they finish. What you getting now is most men will compromise at all levels. You let one pretty girl come and say she got money and she tell a good story, he would give her a house. Say, you might have my house, you can live in my house, you can sleep in my house. I'm telling you, once he gets some front, you give a whole house, you give them a whole house.
So I guess that's the same thing was happening with the country. The country is going because of
That's why. And that's why I close right there. That's what they'll give them anything. Because they white and they look like they got some money. And so the open game. So I close on that. Where do we go in? Where we going on? What we going on? What's going on? What's going on in our country? Ain't getting no better. We getting worse. At least when I was younger, I could go to a beautiful beach and pick up fish and pick up shell. I can pick up stuff. I go to the beach now, I pick up garbage. Somebody else drink the rum, leave it there. That's where I tell you where we going wrong. That's a prime example of how we going wrong. We're going backwards.
Well, Tony, I guess we got to look at how we can fix it.
Well, we fix it on Sunday.
All right.
We'll take on how we fix it.
Okay.
Anyway, folks, it's Under the Tree Chat with Mel and Tony every Wednesday, Sunday at 4 o'clock. We're getting out of here. We love you. We want to spread love today as ever before. Make sure everything you come in contact with, you give love. Enjoy your day, Mel.
Yes, Tony.